Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, I want to first thank all my brothers and sisters in arms, whether you are serving in the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, the Space Force, and Coast Guard. I just want to thank you for your service in keeping our country safe. And I also want to extend my gratitude and gratefulness to your family for supporting you. I know how hard it is on families when duty calls and you're off to training or deployments and you're even gone for like weeks at a time or even months at a time, right? So, again, thank you and may God's Holy Spirit be upon you to keep you safe. Okay, so in my previous video, I showed you how my timeline goes as far as home inspection, contractor walkthrough. What else did I go over? Creating a scope of work. Look, if you haven't watched that video, go back to my channel and search for offer accepted, now what? And then come back to this video. So by now, you're wondering, well, how do I find a contractor? How do I know if they're good? Questions such as, are they going to be trustworthy? Or concerns of, man, I've heard horrible stories of contractors. Look, I totally get all your questions because you just got started and you're fearful, right? Well, don't worry. I got you, battle. In this video, I'm going to show you how to hire contractors. I'm going to show you how I hire contractors, what I look for, and then also how to find them. You see, I created this channel for all my service members because 5 years ago, I started thinking of life after retirement. I knew that I didn't want to work for the government again. I didn't want to work for anyone. I didn't want another person above me for me to answer to, right? Because I've already done that for the last 20 years and I can't see myself doing it again for the next 20 years. That's why when I decided that I wanted to have a business, I wanted to have a business on my own and be my own boss that will give me the freedom to, set my own schedule, decide how much money I want to make, and also spend more time with my family. That's how I found real estate investing, specifically in wholesaling, fix and flipping houses, and a construction company, all while serving active duty, right? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Solaita. I am a servant of my Lord and Savior Jesus, a husband, a father of two, and I'm currently serving active duty here at Fort Liberty, North Carolina. But before I get to to today's topic, which is about contractors, I just want to first thank you to everyone that smashed that like button and also commenting on all my videos. It really means a lot to me. This is how I'm able to conversate with you, to see what questions you have that I can answer, respond to your comments. And if I don't have the answer, I'll definitely reach out to my network to get a better answer and provide that answer to you. And on top of that, the source, so that way you can go straight to the source and get the answer straight from the source that's more reliable than me, right? You see, all the content that I strictly that I put out is strictly from my experience. What has worked for me, what has not worked for me, and the knowledge that I've gained over the years. One thing that you're not going to see me do is speak on something about real estate investing that I have not done. Okay, I will only give you what I've experienced, specifically in fix and flipping houses. Okay, so as a disclaimer, this is strictly for educational purposes. The content is informational and learning purposes and should not be considered as a professional advice. But I do encourage you to do your own research or seek consultation. Okay, so let's move forward to our topic tonight, which is about contractors, how to hire them, and how I do it, right? So we're going to go over, I'm going to switch my screen over to our whiteboard. Okay, so got my whiteboard here, right? So now the question is how I find, the best contractors for my flips. Well, everyone wants a contractor that is in these categories, right? There that um, the contractor is either cheap, right? We want a contractor that is cheap. We're looking for a contractor that does high quality work, right? We're also looking for a contractor that can do things quickly, right? Quick turnaround. We're also looking for a contractor that has, you know, a crew to do multiple projects, right? So we're looking for one that is cheap, that does high quality work, that can do it really quick, and that has multiple crews to be able to perform on multiple projects. Okay. But looking for these right here is like your chances of winning a lottery, right? Which is very high. Okay. You're mostly gonna end up finding a mix of them. Okay. A mix of them meaning that, you're probably gonna find one that's let's say that, you know, does high quality work, right? And then that has a crew that can do multiple projects at one time. That can also do, for a quick turnaround. But guess what? They're not going to be cheap, right? So another example is you can probably find one that everybody's looking for one that's cheap. All right. You're going to look for one that's cheap and you'll find one that's cheap. You'll find that one that is doing it cheap. They can do it for a quick turnaround, right? But does not have a crew, okay? And then the quality of work is not there, right? So, like I said, there's a mix of it, and you'll find them. But this is where you would have to decide which one of these that you are going to stick with. Okay. Now, for me, I I definitely know that they're not going to be cheap. Okay. From my experience at the beginning, I was looking for cheap. Then, as my business grew, the requirements that I have, as far as the standards that I have for the quality of work that I want on my flips is high. So I know that the work is not going to be cheap. I know the work is not going to be a quick turnaround, but I know the work is going to be quality, and I know that there's going to be multiple people in a crew or whatever that can actually do more than one project, right? But then again, I already have a construction company, right? So that takes care of that. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for subcontractors that can do quality work, okay, that can also do it for a quick turnaround. And then, therefore, I know that it's not going to be cheap. But those are my requirements, and those are the qualities and what I look for now. Okay. So, all right. What's next? So next is you can easily hire a general contractor, right? A general contractor is going to be licensed. Okay. The good thing about hiring a general contractor is that general contractor is licensed, right? The other good thing about that general contractor has a lot of subs. Okay. The good thing about having a general contractor is that the general contractor does all the work. Okay, does work. I'm just gonna leave it like that. But the GC does all the work, meaning that you don't have to look for you don't have to look for subs. You don't have to schedule anything. Okay, they're gonna do that. You don't have to look for the materials or pick up the materials. The general contractor is gonna do that. They're gonna do most of the work. So that way, it takes all that out of your plate, and then all you're doing now is just trying to go and look for more projects or more deals, so that you can give it to this general contractor, so that that general contractor can work on the house again, right? So that's the one good thing about having a GC. Okay, clear that. Okay, what's next? So these are the four things that I look for when I am hiring a general contractor. So when I'm looking for a general contractor, the first thing I do is I look at their social media. Okay. I'm looking at their social media and seeing what kind of projects they do, see if they do projects, how they post, the pictures. I'm looking for that, right? I'm looking for also comments on those pictures or whatever that they may have on there, and seeing what people are saying about their, excuse me, seeing what people are saying about their projects, right? Always look in those comments. So I will go on Facebook groups, or I go on their social media page, like Facebook, and I'm looking at those type of things, right? That's number one. Number two is I ask for their portfolio. Every good contractor, portfolio. Can't spell today. So a good contractor is always going to keep a good, like, photos of before and after photos on their phones, right? Because they know that when they meet up with somebody, they can just pull up their phones and then show them like a project, right? Saying, this is the project on 123 Main Street before. This is what we did with it, and here's the after photos, right? So a good contractor would have that on their phone. I found that a lot of contractors do not have photos on there. The ones that do not have photos, it's not that they can't be trusted. It's just that their work can't be verified. Okay, so that's what I look for. The next thing I also look for is references. I always ask the contractor, well, let me get what references you have. Who have you worked with before? Have you worked with investors? Because you're mainly looking to see if they have worked with investors before. Okay, so their references, I would get the references from the contractor, and then from there I would end up calling the references, right? The fourth thing I do is I would also ask to do a project walkthrough, right? So in that project walkthrough is when I'm going to ask them and say, "Hey, the contractor, Mr. Contractor, do you have a current project right now that's going that I can walk with you, see your work and stuff like that?" Right? Um, that's what I do, and that's what I use as far as looking for a general contractor to hire one. Is I look at their social media, portfolio, references, and then project walkthrough. And then I'll also ask them a lot of questions. I can have like a sit down with them, a coffee or whatever, and just chit chat, right, and get to know each other a little bit more. Those are the things that I do to hire a general contractor or a contractor or subcontractors. Okay. All right. So let's move forward to how to find them. The ways you can find them is, one, you can, like, again, referrals, right? You can ask referrals from local investors or real estate agents. That's most of the time. That's where I get the referrals from. But also research the referrals, who you get them from, if they're legit, right? And see if they're recommended from other people too. Okay. The other one is subs. Subs meaning that they're people that does flooring only, painting only, right? What's another one? Plumbing only, right? You get what I'm saying. So these are what you call subs. Okay. Now, if when you find one that does only flooring only, painting only, you can ask them a question as, "Hey, have you worked with a general contractor before? And if you have, which one do you recommend?" Ask this the subcontractors these type of questions. Then you'll get a really really good answer from them. Okay. The third way to find is called dumpster diving. Okay. Well, when you're driving around, you can you'll see like maybe dumpsters outside like a house or whatever. That house is getting fixed, right? So when you see a dumpster in front of a house, stop the car, go in there, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, my name is da da da. I'm looking for a contractor to fix my an investor locally." That's how you can find them, right? The other way that you can find them is at Lowe's, and I've not done this yet. Home Depot. when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or Home Depot, and this is maybe like early in the morning, like maybe 6 or 7. This is when all the good contractors, they go out and get all their materials and then get to the job site like around 8 or 9. Those are the good contractors. The not so good ones are the ones that get there like around 11, 12, pick up their materials. The day is already gone, right? Halfway done. By the time they get to the site, um, you know, time is wasted, right? So you'll find a lot of these contractors over at Lowe's and Home Depot. Okay. The other one too is social media, right? Go on Facebook groups. You'll find them on Facebook groups, right? Just whatever location you're at. Like for me, it's Fayetteville, North Carolina, general contractors, right? I'll type that on the Facebook, and there goes groups coming up. Okay, so these are the ways that I find contractors, and then also what I use as far as hiring them, the requirements that I use as far as hiring them. Now, there's a lot more to it in contractors, because once you find a good one, then you have to have. I recommend that you do have a contract with them, or a pre-draft contract with them when you have a property already, ready to go, and you're just looking for a contractor. Um, I also recommend that have expectations from give them your expectations, and then see what their expectations are, right? Know what the pricing is. How did they get paid up front, or on the back end, or by installments? I don't know, right? Those are the type of things that you have to ask. Those are the type of questions that you have to ask the contractor when you sit down and interview them. Okay. If you want to learn more about and get more details as far as like how does a contract look like, if I hire this person, as a contractor, does this da da da, right? If you want to know more about it, you can join my free VIP mentorship group, Government Issue Flippers. The link is in the description below. I'll go more into detail as far as like how I use interview contractors, how I also draft up my contract for the contract of how he's going to get paid, the timeline and all that stuff, right? So if you want more of that, go ahead and join my free VIP mentorship group, Government Issue Flippers. And the link is in the bio. The link is in the description below, and then also in a comment. I hope that this content, this video really helps you and blesses you in many ways. I want you to take this, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and post it, comment down below, right? And then I can answer those questions, as maybe I didn't cover something in detail in this video, but go ahead and comment in here so that way I can answer it. If not, join my free VIP mentorship group and Government Issue Flippers, and then there I have a once a week training. Well, I also have Q&A where you can ask those questions. Okay, so if you like this, please go ahead and share it, like the video, comment in it, and then also please bless somebody else with this video, so that they it can help them as far as their journey into creating a fix and flip business. All right. So other than that, I will see you in my next video. My next video that I'm going to do is going to be on scope of work. All right. But I want to see you on my next video. Other than that, you stay blessed. By the best. Peace.